How many people have you had sex with? Someone is coming for us. So, let's put it this way. Hey guys, I'm Davey Wavy, and today I am joined by Ray Dexter and Dylan Diaz, and we are in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. And today, we're gonna be talking about how gay sex changes over the gay decade. So let's get started, as opposed to straight decades. Do you want to start?
Sure.
Youth before beauty?
All right. Preferred method of douching. I have never douched in my life.
That is such a typical 20-something answer. I'll tell you what, by the time that you're in your 30s, you're gonna want to use a shower enema, which I have installed in my bathroom over there.
That's my preferred method as well. I travel with my own little set, so if I'm in a hotel, I'll take the shower.
Yes!
Oh my
Put
god.
mine in there, and that's the most thorough and easy and convenient way to do it all.
I literally travel with a wrench,
Mm-hmm.
so that
Oh,
Exactly.
really?
this is what you have to look forward to. Okay, question is, what is your favorite sex toy? I would say masturbation sleeve is currently my favorite.
Usually I have like 3 or 4 different anal, or what is it, prostate massagers or little anal vibrators.
I don't really have any sex toys. Like, Max Connor gave me his fleshlight.
I think as you get older, like, I'll say this, like, I have never had to buy a sex toy dinner.
Yeah, right?
I've never been like, oh my god, when is this gonna end?
You just toss it on the floor and
You can put a sex toy in a drawer. This is a good time to mention today's video is sponsored by AdamMail.com, and AdamMail.com is where I get all of my sex toys, whether it's prostate simulators or masturbation sleeves. You can get it all at AdamMail.com/wavy, and you'll get up to 50% off almost any one item and free shipping on orders of $20 or more in the US. Go to AdamMail.com/wavy, and that is a really good discount.
50 is pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's something that you've like wanted to try and like maybe haven't, this is a good opportunity to do a little sexual exploration. So check it out at AdamMail.com/wavy.
Are you sexually monogamous? I mean,
Anything that starts with that, there's your answer.
I work in adult entertainment, so I'm paid to have sex with people. So
What?
my. So in my professional life, no, I'm not monogamous. But in my personal life, I would like to be monogamous.
What do you
If
mean I
can
would
pronounce
like
the
to
word.
be? Yeah, you can't even
Monogamous.
say it.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little old-fashioned in relationships. I'd like to have like just
Okay.
in like my personal life, just have one guy, and that's the person that I have sex with.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's lots of wiggle room.
Yeah.
I know your basis.
Oh, sexually monogamous? No. When I was with my one and only boyfriend at the time, we were monogamous. That relationship taught me that I do not want to be in a monogamous relationship. I like the idea of it. I do, but it sounds nice.
You like the idea of it because like that's what fucking Disney like piped into our brains when
We were brainwashed
children.
from such a young age about what relationships and all of that stuff should look like, and it's so unrealistic.
I would say I tend to be emotionally. First of all, I can't even find one person to date.
Same. Oh.
let alone two. Like what a fucking luxury that would be. If I do find someone, I tend to just date one person, but I will fuck lots of people, other people, lots of people. Emotionally monogamous, sexually not monogamous.
True or false? Great sex requires a connection beyond physical attraction. I would say true. Like, I mean, when I was a teenager, I was just sort of like, oh, you're hot, let's fuck. As I've gotten older, I think this is very true. Like, I want somebody who has brains. I will say, like, doing OnlyFans collaborations and stuff like that, somebody can be real hot or have a real nice hole or whatever, real nice dick. But if they have no brains, they only got 2 brain cells to rub together.
Yeah. If there's not a brain attached to that hole.
Exactly. I'm just like, I can't just have guys who are just like, I'm just a hole, sir, face down, ass up. Yeah, what do you think?
I could. I've had, look, I will say, the question is great sex, right? I have had great sex with people that I am not like emotionally involved with, like purely physical. Like you can have great sex through a glory hole, like never even know the person's name. Certainly like the sex that I tend to enjoy the most is what you're saying, where you can like have a conversation, get dinner, like spend a weekend together. But I've had some great sex where like you just could not have a conversation with the person.
I mean, I think when I was younger, I also had great sex where there was nothing but the sex that we had going for us. But the older I get, if I'm not mentally stimulated, I can't even get an erection.
What piece of advice would you want to give your teenage self about sex? So I would say, have it. I feel like now in my 30s, I'm on this journey of like sexual discovery. I wish that I had started that 10 or 15 years earlier, so I'd be more advanced in my journey.
I agree with that. I think I would have told myself not to be afraid of it. I was coming up in the 90s when you had to wear a condom for everything. Like even if you were just walking down the block, they wanted you to wear a condom. But maybe that's why I was so scared at that age, but just be more open.
For me, my teenage years were only several years ago.
Yeah, this was yesterday.
So listening to you guys' answer, I mean, that's pretty much how my teenage years went. Like, I definitely was very exploratory in my sexual journeys, I guess. Like, I was hopping on the apps left and right. I was like, I'm just gonna fuck anybody and everybody. In that path, I did find a lot of, older gentlemen, daddy friends that have been able to give me lots of advice through life and like tell me like, oh, don't worry about it, just take it one step at a time. And it's been really nice to have that sort of guidance.
You had technology.
Y'all had AdamForAdam.com or whatever, like
Manhunt.net.
What really, really turns you on? Oh, me? Okay, well, there's a couple
Is it that hard?
I think really good conversation, really good, really stimulating conversation. If we're on the same page and we're bouncing off of each other and kind of like pushing each other further, and it's just like this step-by-step climb that we're doing together, that's such a huge turn on for me because it hardly ever happens, and when it does, it usually doesn't last very long. So you've got to enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Because you're gonna die alone. See, by the time you're in your 40s, you become a jaded, cynical
Oh my.
What really, really turns you on?
Oh, I love cuddles. I love kissing. I like intimacy. I like all the romantic parts of sex. During like a collab or something, I'll always be like, hey, can you like cuddle me for a little bit? And we'll just start kissing, and then once I get it hard, then we can just pull out and start doing it. But
why don't you show the cuddling part then? Like why not show that flavor of the sex?
Oh, I don't know. That probably would be a good idea.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. I would watch that. I would still watch that.
Because that's honest. And then it would make other people feel less weird when they want that. You know what really, really turns me on? When someone does the dishes. Like mop my floor? Like forget it. Like I will marry you. Or if they're passionate about things. Like I think when you're on a date, people tend to be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like this. But tell me what you do like. That's putting yourself more out there to say like what it is that you do like rather than to criticize things that you don't. But like if you're passionate, if you're into Lego, like if you build model rockets, whatever, like I want to know what makes you light up. Have you ever paid for porn? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have. Sure. You have?
All the time? Yeah.
I think back like
In the 20s.
Like I think I've like accidentally paid for porn several times.
I think I've paid maybe for one porn site, but I've definitely done like OnlyFans stuff that I've been like into, like to support the artists.
I've done the opposite. Like I've paid for like memberships and sites and DVDs before, but I just recently paid for my first like fan page, like OnlyFans guy.
And of course we've all paid for Himeros.tv, so we paid with our souls.
Our souls, our bodies.
Forget your credit card. Yeah.
How has sex changed for you in the last 5 years? So, okay, within the last 3 years, I can tell you that I started working in adult entertainment, and that's when everything changed. Like, I pretty much stopped having sex privately on my own. It was, there's a lot less of it. It's cut down on like my cruising adventures, all of that. Recreational sex basically is over for me.
I think my answer is pretty much the same as Dylan's. Cause
Really?
because I also started in professionally in the porn industry probably 2-3 years ago, and ever since that I was just like, I can't just hook up with people anymore. Like,
You still have fucks to give. Like in your 20s, like your fuck bucket. I've got like a couple fucks left.
I don't have any. I don't have any at all.
And by the time you're 50, you're gonna be out of fucks. There's an inverse relationship between your age and the fucks that you give. And I'm rapidly approaching 0 fucks.
biggest pet peeve during sex. I think when guys when they're faking it, I guess. I guess that's a good way to put it. In
Theatrical.
When they get all, when the moans and the groans turns into something that's not from Earth. Like,
You know who does that a lot?
Who?
Porn stars.
For work we have to, but in real life, like I try to like
Yeah, because like, I'm a very silent fucker. Like I don't make a single noise. I don't make a single peep. I don't even, like. Are you trying to impress me or something? What is like a animalistic ritual call? Like you know, the animals who make the loudest noise is the alpha. I don't need all that. Like that's a turn off for me. Just be yourself. I can tell you're faking it.
What if their self is loud like that, though?
Well, then I'm not seeing them again.
I feel like as I've gotten older, I've become more loud because like when I was young, I was conditioned to kind of just like hold my breath, and, like jerk off quietly in like my parents' bathroom.
Yeah.
And now I've kind of like started to find my own voice, but now I feel completely discouraged, so I'm gonna go back to being silent. I would say this is also gonna be really unpopular. My biggest pet peeve during sex is like smells, like body odor or yeah, I know that is a lot of people's cup of tea and they really enjoy it.
I mean, there's like a difference between like straight up like BO and then like musk. Like I enjoy like a nice musky bush or like a musky pit, but if it's just like straight up you smell like you just came out of the gym or something, like.
I don't know for me that there's much of a distinguishing between musk and body. I'm just kind of like, I want it to be plastic.
I think both of your answers are really great, but also like okay, so I had one, like we were in the shower together, and then I'm looking down, and all of a sudden I see a yellow stream passing between my feet, and I was like so disgusted. Like I think I was like climbing the sides of the tub trying to get out of it. Water sports can be fun if you're ready and you're planning for water sports, but if you're just like
consensual.
Yes,
that's what it needs. That was what was missing there.
Yeah.
How many people have you had sex with? Someone is coming for us. Let's put it this way. If you had sex with 2 people a month, simple math will say 25 people a year. That's 250 people a decade. I've been sexually active for more than 2 decades. I mean, that's 500 people right there.
This is what I would tell my younger self. Keep a log. Write down the name of every person you've ever had sex with, so that way you know when someone asks you how many people you've had sex with.
But what does it even matter? Like what is? I feel like people only use that number to use it against you, to like shame you for it. No one ever says how many people you had sex with and you're like 1,000 and they're like, that's so fucking, that's happened to me once in my life. It was a lesbian. So fuck this question. Having said that, how many people have you had sex with?
Absolutely no clue.
When I was in college, I lived in New York City for a summer and I kept an Excel spreadsheet and it was like the person's name, like their screen name, and like what we did, how big their penis was.
Wow.
And then at the end of the summer, I added up and I was like, I took 48 feet of cock.
I actually do that. I do keep a journal, like a sex journal, on my notes in my phone. And I do this because of the sex clinics. You know,
you are so responsible. So if you find that you have chlamydia, you know who.
Yeah, I look at the last 2 weeks. I'm like, all right, I gotta contact John, Billy.
That's very responsible of you.
I'm impressed. I mean, seriously, really impressed.
But having said all that, what's your number?
Probably in the few hundreds.
Well, let us know when you have to start putting commas in it.
Is it more intimate to hold someone's hand or take someone's load? I would say it's more intimate to hold someone's hand.
But to inject your seed literally into another person's ass is less intimate than touching someone's hand. I'm not saying that I disagree, but I'm just saying, like, we're whores. It is always intimate to hold someone's hand.
Yeah.
It is sometimes intimate to come in another person's ass, but not necessarily. It could be through a hole in the wall, yeah. But it could also be in a really romantic setting, a really intimate setting.
It's a tough one. I feel like there's a lot of ins and outs with that one. Like hand holding is like super intimate and sweet and special. I don't know. Okay, so maybe it's because I work in porn. I like to see the load. Like I want to see it. Like I want the fireworks. I want to see it.
They say if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one to hear it, does it really make a sound? If a dick ejaculates in your ass and there's no one to see the load. Do you enjoy hooking up? I'm just tired. Like I'm in my 30s, I'm tired. Like if I hook up, it's like, there's my day. I enjoy it enough that I continue to pursue it. Like, but most of the time when I hook up, afterwards I'm like, take it or leave it. But it's like playing the slot machine. Like you win enough that it keeps you playing. Because you're like, well, this might be it.
I've enjoyed hooking up a lot less these days. I get more excited when someone asks me on a date. When someone says, hey, do you want to go for coffee?
Yeah, I'm over hooking up. I just don't enjoy it anymore. And also being in porn, I think also skews it a little bit too. It's like, I don't want to just hook up because sex is my job. I don't want to just hook up and just say, oh, okay, see you later. See you never, maybe.
I would hypothesize if like these were 3 guys that had no connection to porn, like the 20-year-old would probably be like, yeah, I love hooking up. 30-year-old would be like, eh, and the 4-year-old would be like, no. Yeah. Like, I feel like the fun of that kind of dwindles. That would be my guess. Well, this is how gay sex changes from your 20s, 30s, and 40s. And again, a big thank you to adammale.com for sponsoring this video. You can go to adammale.com/wavy to get up to 50% off almost any one item and free shipping on orders of $20 or more in the US. Dylan, where can people find more of you?
You can find me on Twitter at Dylan Diaz 11. I have Just for Fans, which is also Dylan Diaz 11.
And you can find me on Twitter, OnlyFans, Just for Fans. It's Ray Dexter XXX.
And also you can find both of these guys at himeros.tv, so check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, more to come.